I feel like I need to do a follow-up video about my post earlier today about discernment, and I had not specified that I was talking about spiritual discernment. So I want to follow up with this video to clarify that a little bit. Of course, we do need everyday discernment in life to make the appropriate choice to stay out of harm's way. I'm not talking about common sense discernment. That is entirely in the matrix realm of duality. The topic about discernment was raised to me in the context of spiritual discernment. And my friend had mentioned so out of concern. And in terms of spiritual discernment, there is really only the two choices in duality. It's not, actually, let me back up a little bit. When we as Christians use the passage about the gift of discerning of spirits, generally we do so to give us reason to discern the different spiritual paths that may be out there that people practice, and we tend to use that as judgment. We're discerning in a judgmental way that this person or that person's spiritual path, because it doesn't agree with mine or with ours, we judge it a wrong or misleading or a demonic or deceptive path. That is how Christians generally rely upon the gift of discernment. But I see it in a whole different light. It says it's a gift of the discernment of spirits. I like to call it, the gift of being able to discern energies, to discern the frequencies within ourselves, and of course also in others. And if you read the context of the scripture, it says the gifts are given for the common good. Okay, it's not meant to use, the gifts are not meant for common bad, to point somebody out as a problem or negative. Gifts are meant to use to build up, to benefit a person. So if we use it in defense, it's probably a wrong, incorrect way of using the gift. So anyways, the discerning of energies, I do it all the time. And when I discern energies, I always try to choose the third option that I mentioned, love. And it defers me to higher wisdom of how can I help the situation? How can I help this person? I am motivated towards love, not towards closing my heart. Now, my friend uses this as a means to defend. It's coming from a fear-based consciousness. And it's used to justify when we want to close our heart towards someone. And so we say we discern bad energy in someone. And so that gives us then license to shut down. It gives us license to quell the flow of love. I don't think that's the right way to use this so-called gift. And I have used it in that way before, and it is necessary. If we are consumed by a level of fear, and insecurity. We have to. It's a natural thing to protect ourselves. We have to shut down. We have to put a wall up to not be lost in the confusion and not escalate the the level of confusion and irritability. But that does not refer to the gift that is mentioned in the scripture in 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Remember, those gifts are meant for the common good. How does it benefit everyone? If I were to apply this gift of discernment, it's not meant to discern the spiritual path of another person, whether the pagan or the Satanist or the what have you, whatever spiritual path is out there, whether that is right or wrong. That's not what the gift, that's not the way I use the gift. I use the gift of discernment to discern two things. Am I functioning out of ego and fear, or am I functioning from my heart out of love? That's the two. That's the good and evil, which are strong, really strong words for this. But that's what it really links to for me. These two choices, good and evil. Am I in my ego? Am I responding from my ego, or am I in my heart space and responding from love, compassion, and kindness? That's the only gift of discernment that we would need. And we could stop a lot of problems if we discerned correctly within ourselves. So, what energy am I coming from? What energy am I projecting? What spirit is that energy? And so I'm always discerning that within myself. And I think that's the appropriate way to spiritually discern, not for purposes of judgment or self-defense. So I hope that clarified my my post from earlier. And yeah, so that's all I wanted to say about it.